It is reported that over 75% of the people that were on that plane have not been convicted of anything. The Supreme Court saying 9-0 that his return has to be facilitated. His legal status, Abrego Garcia's, was approved by the Trump administration in 2019.
Let's hop into Fox News with a Jessica Tarlov takedown of not just her co-host, but these unconstitutional deportations being carried out by the Trump administration. So leave us a like before we hop in if you can. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And let's get right to the debate.
Let's be very clear about this. The accusation of being MS-13 is based on a double hearsay testimony. They never followed up with it. And a detective who weeks later was indicted for sharing confidential information. His legal status, Abrego Garcia's, was approved by the Trump administration in 2019. And every year since then, he has checked in with the Department of Homeland Security. And nobody has said anything about him being a gangbanger.
Until he was?
No, not until anything.
He became a prop.
To this day. It's not about being a prop. There will be other senators that are looking into these because it is reported that over 75% of the people that were on that plane have not been convicted of anything.
This is from the flight that was by a judge federally ordered through the courts to be turned around, where Trump ignored that and flew them out anyway, stating, well, it's fine because they're violent criminals and gang members, which we now know was literally just more racism spewing from his mouth about brown people, as up to 75% of the people on that flight seemingly were charged of nothing. We know Abrego Garcia had no charges, was a family man, had his legal status affirmed in 2019 under the Trump administration, met with DHS every year since, and worked a job, for instance. Again, not even alleged to have committed a crime. Or Andre Jose Hernandez Romero, he's the gay hairdresser, the guy who was fleeing persecution from Venezuela, also now deported to El Salvador, where he might spend literally his life in like a gulag. I mean, he was disappeared as well. These things aren't just okay because they're brown people. They're not just okay because they're not from America. These are gross human rights violations, let alone legal constitutional violations. And this is scary. It's also something that needs addressed because as a country, we cannot stand for Trump to attempt to cycle us back to, like, I would say 1950s type racism, but I think it's even further than that, from the top down, where this is legal and it's the government instituting it.
Where's the outrage? What outrage?
The
Public outrage?
Yeah.
What? You're just reading news blogs, Jessica.
No, you think that the Supreme Court saying 9-0 that his return has to be facilitated, you think this Fourth Circuit opinion written by a Reagan appointee saying this should be shocking?
That's not public outrage.
Yes, Greg, I'm not just getting this off of some junk on my phone. If you look on the front pages of all of the major newspapers, if you look at every newscast and what they're leading with, it's this story. And you say you always pick one person. You say that to me frequently, and then I come back the next day with someone new. When I said there's a 54-year-old American man that was taken into ICE detention custody. Oh, one guy, he got returned, no big deal. Then I talk about Andre, the gay makeup artist, who, by the way, still has not been convicted of anything, and we don't know what's happened to him.
Going down there to try to get
well,
him.
someone should.
The Supreme Court 9-0'd his dumbass with 3 Trump appointees on the court. That's how bad of the stance that the Trump administration has on this. And news stations, aside from the MAGA propagandists like Fox, who have been sued for lying for Trump's honor, have all been reporting on this in the same tone. But yeah, this is just like the conspiracy against Trump, guys, and it's not the media reflecting the will of the people. Like, America is just grossly unhappy with everything Trump has done, and the media is going to reflect what America feels in their reporting. And the Supreme Court, with, again, 3 Trump appointees, is now woke because what? Oh, well, Amy Barrett is a secret commie, and the Reagan appointee is a liberal too because he disagreed with Trump, so he can't trust the federal courts. And I mean, the arguments and beliefs that you have to indulge in that are like a requirement to be in MAGA are so desperate. So full of desperation. How do you guys do this day in and day out? Like, it's so delusional and full of cope that it's almost even cringe for me to say them as a joke.
It is reported that over 75% of the people that were on that plane have not been convicted of anything. And the American public understands the difference between being deported and being sent to a foreign prison where they don't get a phone call. They don't get to talk to their lawyer, their wife.
Somebody who's been killed by an illegal alien.
If we have a mass murderer in maximum security American prison, they have more rights than the people being sent there for a lifetime sentence.
Where again, we are talking about a plane where 75% of these people hadn't even been accused of a crime. We're just wasting money at this point. We're also breaking rules. It's kind of crazy to think that, well, these people deserve to get sent to a torture chamber gulag for the rest of their life with no rights for what is at worst a civil offense in many cases. I mean, these people, MAGA, have literally never read Title VIII on the U.S. Code of Immigration Law for as much as they care about illegal immigrants and immigration, where you can specifically see if you're not re-entering the country after deportation or if you're not evading inspection, committing like identity fraud to get in, it's literally just a civil offense, like a speeding ticket. But we don't call people with a speeding ticket illegals when we talk about drivers or criminals in the context of the law. If you stated those with speeding tickets should go to jail or be sent to El Salvador for the rest of their lives, people would rightfully call you insane. But when it comes to brown people, to foreigners who have been demonized by the current president of the United States crossing the border, a civil offense, all of a sudden we're supposed to back the death penalty for this minuscule offense, or else what? We hate America, where again, MAGA wants you to wholeheartedly think that this civil offense warrants deportation to a country where your life is going to practically just be over. But sexual assault and 34 felony counts warrants the presidential office. Never take these clowns serious.